Okay, well, thank you for inviting me to speak. As you can see, my name is Shea Palmer, and I'm Professor of Musculoskeletal Rehabilitation here at the University of the West of England. I've taken the headings that Karen very helpfully gave us in terms of the contents. And who am I? If you start at the top and sort of move your way around clockwise, I qualified as a physiotherapist, so that's my professional background in 1994. And my first job was actually as a research assistant for a month. So I'd already got the research bug quite early on. I went back to Queen Margaret University in Edinburgh to do my PhD in 1997 after working clinically for 3 years. And that started my education journey as well as my sort of formal research training journey. I act as a mentor for quite a lot of staff, both internally within allied health professions, also some nursing colleagues, and also internationally as part of the World Confederation for Physical Therapy as well. I've been involved with the CAHPR and its predecessors. There have been 2 predecessors. So started off as the National Physiotherapy Research Network in 2005, and myself and a colleague, Fiona Cramp, here at UWE, put up our hands and became the leaders of the National Physiotherapy Research Network over 11 years ago. And I think just some of the other things that might be useful. Obviously, I have extensive experience as a reviewer, both of journals and of grants, so various grant awarding bodies, and I've sat and do sit on a number of funding panels, including National Institute of Health Research panels as well. And I also lead the long-term conditions research theme within the university here, which is part of the Centre for Health and Clinical Research. Outside of all of that, I'm also a husband, a dad of 3, and an avid sports fan as well. So obviously that sort of counts into the mix. Watching sports, I might add, as you can see, as opposed to necessarily taking part in much sport. Okay, in terms of me as a researcher and my research experience, again, this is just some of the issues that I thought perhaps were of interest. So my main interest is quantitative research, particularly clinical trials. So we look particularly at physiotherapy interventions, so exercise interventions, self-management interventions in musculoskeletal practice. My own PhD, however, was laboratory-based, and we've just finished a laboratory-based study here at the university on people with osteoporotic vertebral fractures as well. So we've got lab experience. I've worked on developing questionnaires and carrying out questionnaire studies, developing interventions and testing those interventions as well. I am not a qualitative methods person, but I have supervised qualitative methods, and we've got one in the room here as well. And again, obviously I've got experience of gaining research funding, so as a co-applicant, but as a lead applicant as well. Again, a wide range of different funders, of publishing, so peer-reviewed journal publications, and book chapters, and also conference presentations. So again, poster presentations, stand-up presentations as well. So there's a lot of sort of knowledge, skills, mistakes that I've made over the years that obviously I can bring to the network, and I'm obviously happy to sort of share experiences of any of those. And this is just an overview of some of the different research areas. So you can see it's very heavily based in terms of musculoskeletal. So I've got a particular interest in the top musculoskeletal condition, which is joint hypermobility syndrome. But we've also conducted work in lots of other different musculoskeletal conditions as well. And in my role as a PhD supervisor, and been involved as a mentor for other projects as well, then you can see that actually I've got a wider remit and wider experience in some other clinical conditions such as stroke, for example, and ICDs, who would have thought it, and even COPD, so chronic obstructive pulmonary disease as well. In terms of what I want to find out, I'm just quite curious generally about musculoskeletal practice. So as you can see from the list of musculoskeletal conditions, I'm just really interested in assessing and managing musculoskeletal conditions. So that's what I personally want to find out in my research journey. And really I'm keen to link with anybody, whether that is as a a co-creator or a collaborator in terms of research, but also, I'm happy to speak to anybody in terms of advising them or mentoring them through their research journey at whatever stage that might be as well. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Shea.